Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading using the Anna Kay Tarot. So I'm going to start by choosing 3 cards, and each card represents a segment of the upcoming week. Okay, so let's take a look at the cards. I'm just going to see if turning on a light will make things a little bit better. Yeah, that's kind of nicer, I think. Okay, so let's start with the first card. This card represents Monday and Tuesday of the upcoming week. So here we have the Knight of Pentacles for the beginning of the week. And the Knight of Pentacles is a really cautious character. He really likes to take his time when it comes to making decisions, and sometimes he can seem kind of stubborn, but really he just likes to think things through. He's not the kind of guy who will just act impulsively or do something way out of his comfort zone. So he's kind of a bit of a stick in the mud and kind of predictable sometimes, but also very, very sensible and practical as well. So what I'm getting from this card, I'm getting kind of 2 different messages. So you may find one message resonates with you and the other one doesn't. So if you're trying to make changes in your life and you're really struggling, the problem could be that you are kind of like this Knight of Pentacles. You're afraid to get out of your comfort zone. You're afraid to just make a decision, and you're wanting to think things through a little bit too much. You're taking too long to make decisions. And you need to bring a little bit more impulsiveness into your life. So that's one possible interpretation. The other interpretation is to, and this would apply if you're feeling ungrounded, or if you're feeling like things are kind of unraveling or out of control, and you're wanting more of a sense of stability and groundedness. You want to be more like this Knight of Pentacles. So you want to take your time when it comes to making decisions. You don't have to rush into anything, move slowly. There's nothing wrong with moving forward at a slower pace. You don't always have to be sprinting ahead. So yeah, those are the two different interpretations of this card. Now, the next card is for Wednesday and Thursday of the upcoming week, and here we have the 3 of Rods. And it's interesting, both of these cards have this beautiful golden yellow background. So the 3 of Rods is all about achieving a certain level of success. So I often think of this card as representing what happens when you've been putting all your energy into something and then you start to see results. And that can be a really beneficial time, because you can look at those results and decide whether you want to continue down this same path, whether you want to continue putting energy into that particular thing, or whether you need to step back, make some changes, or focus on something else. So the middle of the week, I feel like this is a time to really look at your life and look at the things in it and figure out, what kinds of things are in your life as a result of the efforts and the energy that you've been putting into things. And do you want to continue putting effort and energy into those things, or do you want to change things up a bit? And I feel like there's something else I meant to say with this card. Yeah, so to me, something that just kind of popped into my head when I was looking at this card is, I think it's helpful for us to recognize that we're on a journey and that there really is no end destination or end goal, even if we think there is. It's really about the present moment. This is the goals, what we're doing in the now, what kind of feelings we're having, how we're treating people, how we see things, how we're experiencing life. That is more important than some goal in the future. And I think sometimes we can get caught up in trying to get somewhere that we're not. And I feel like the message of this card is about seeing wherever we are at right now as just this is just part of the journey, and not to get too wrapped up in this idea of attaining something or achieving something. I think achieving presence and being able to be fully present is a wonderful thing. But again, then you can kind of turn that into an end goal as well, which is not the point I was trying to make. Anyways, you know what I mean. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to the last card. This is for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Oh, and we have another rods card. So we have 8 of rods. And this particular card I feel is all about communication and things happening quickly once you're able to communicate clearly. So again, if you're feeling, and I said this in the beginning of the reading, so if you're feeling like things aren't changing fast enough or things aren't happening as quickly as you'd like them to, it could be that you need to be more clear and concise in the way that you communicate with those around you. And once you figure out how to communicate things clearly, get your message out there, that's when things start to pick up. Things start to change, things start to shift, and it's an exciting time. There's something else I want to say about this card though. This card represents the weekend, and a couple things pop into my head. So you might get well, no one gets letters anymore, but you might get an email or a text or a message or something from a friend this weekend, someone that you haven't heard from in a really long time, or something kind of unexpected and exciting. Another thing I get with this card is simply not the realization of a goal, but it's really a feeling I get with this card, kind of feeling that things are finally happening, things are underway, and it feels very exciting. Okay, I'm going to zoom out and look at all of these cards together. And what I'm doing here is I'm looking for themes, I'm looking for symbols, patterns, things that are kind of similar in the cards or something that kind of jumps out at me. And of course, I already mentioned the background is yellow for all of these cards. I don't know what the significance of that is, but it feels, all these cards actually feel quite positive. It feels like this week is going to be really kind of a low-key week. Some generally relatively pretty positive. And really I feel like this week is really about kind of getting back on the path that you were on and kind of getting your bearings straight again, figuring things out, you know, where you're going, why you're doing what you're doing, just kind of recalibrating and checking in with yourself. I feel like that's kind of the theme of the week. I just want to look at this card a little bit closer. I just noticed something on his shirt and I just wanted to look at it. Okay, I'm just gonna look again, see if there's anything else that's jumping out at me. But the first two cards, I feel like the energy is the same. Both of these characters are kind of looking out over the horizon. They're both on kind of mountaintops. And to me, that symbolizes having kind of a bird's eye view of things. So getting perspective and, you know, looking at the big picture and kind of contemplating and just sitting there in stillness and thinking, you know, this is where I am. This is how far I've come. Where am I going to go next? What am I going to do? What's my next step? That kind of feels like what the two characters in the first two cards are contemplating. And yeah, that's the only thing that's jumping out at me. Just looking at the last card. Yeah, so I will turn this reading over to you and I'll invite you to look at the cards and see if you notice anything that jumps out at you. If you notice any repeating symbols or if there's a particular card that draws your attention, and feel free to share in the comment section of this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful week. And if you want to learn more about tarot reading, you can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got all kinds of fun stuff on there. I've got tarot card meanings, deck reviews, tarot exercises, lots of good stuff. So I'll put the link to my site in the description box below this video. Thank you for watching and have a great week.